Welcome, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so sorry. The very first, I had some technical difficulties. I actually had to redo this all over again. I had some trouble, some technical difficulties. My bad, my bad, my bad. But 504 Indigenous Warrior, he's putting the actual the link in the chat. We would like to have a panel today. We would like to have a panel and talk about what's going on. Last week we talked about Kimberly Burrell and how she was trolling and ridiculing the members of her church and these so-called godly pastors. The truth is coming to the light, and people are starting to see these people for who they are. Now, this pastor, his name, this is Bishop Whitehead, and this pastor was robbed. And I know a lot of you guys have seen this all over social media. It has been a serious embarrassment. I mean, for people of color, it's just really been ridiculous. And I'm seeing. I mean, it's just getting so stupid, if you ask me. Okay, this man supposedly got robbed over 1 million out of $1 million worth of jewelry. Allegedly, he had $1 million of jewelry. Okay, shout out to Bronze and shout out to Enoch who just came in. 0407. Shout out to you in the house and D Harris. Okay, D Harris, Lusa in the house. How you doing? Peace and blessings to you guys just coming in. God Mama who just coming in. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, and this is what the so-called black church, and I'm going to state black church because these people are truly dead. These people are truly dead. Okay, Kimberly Burrell last week, and now you have one of these churches where this man, I don't know if he deal with men and women, I don't know, but the people that he was trolling on social media, I was like, oh my goodness. This is some ratchet, ratchet shit on social media. Now you just got your ass robbed. You just got robbed. And you going back and forth with this guy that says that he's not a homosexual. He says he's not. But godly, his mannerism tells something different. And then he had the woman on there. He was calling the woman out of her name, talking about how fat she is and clowning the woman. This is who you give your tithes to, family. This is who you give your tithes to. This is who you making rich. This foolishness has to stop in our communities. This foolishness, they are robbing our communities blind right before our eyes. And if you guys don't see it, then you're asleep. And they call themselves a non-profit organization. And this is the I mean, bad on anybody. I don't wish anybody to go through a situation where they need to be robbed, but robbing the church ain't a bad. Robbing these crooked ass churches, I guess, is just not a bad idea, D Harris. What do you think about this 504 Indigenous Warrior?
What's up, bro?
I see you got the Chief by your name now.
Yeah, because I don't have my Instagram anymore, so I had to remake a new Instagram. So I was all my Aborigine people. I need them to read a certain friend request back. But I changed the name on it to the name I have on here because the last person hacked my account and stole my page. But like I say, good thing I didn't have nothing inappropriate in my DMs because my business would have been all out there.
So what do you thought? What the state of the so-called black church?
Man, okay. Say, bro, I watched that video twice, and I also went to the guy's page, the pastor who got robbed. Okay, it's a lot of things I have questions about. You know what I'm saying? So I ask myself, say, okay, I've been raised in the church my whole life until I got to about 15 years, 17 years old. Okay, I've been seeing Bishop T.D.J., Creflo Dollar,
Crooked Dollar.
uh, Joel Osteen. I've been seeing all these people as pastors coming up. Even the one that come on BET at 3 o'clock in the morning with all that hollering. I done seen him. But I never seen none of them pastors with no jury on that's worth $400,000. That's number one. Number two, I saw his chat on his page. He flashed. He likes to ride around in all these Rolls Royces and stuff like that. There, of course. Now, why would you have your child at risk with all that? Okay, they robbed the church, but they mainly robbed him and his wife or his girlfriend and daughter. Mainly, okay? You was live streaming the service. So that was no guy to cut the camera off when the incident happened. That's why we was able to see all that. Okay? And second of all, you have to be a bold so and so SOB to go in the church and rob the church. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know the whole story. It looked mighty funny. It looks stanky to
And,
me.
and it made me think that it sounds like it was a setup. It
It
sounds
do,
like
bro.
it really is
Look,
fishy to me.
he
I have
laid
never,
look,
yeah,
he laid down before the dudes even made it to the front. He laid down and was like, okay, okay, okay. Why in the entire hell you going to church with jury on that's worth $400,000 any goddamn way? I can understand a little pinky ring and a little cross or whatever. You doing that and you know people ain't got no money to pay for that. You going to church with that on and you got
you sound like you went out. Everybody, let me know if you can hear him. Sound like he went out. I'm gonna mute you for a second until you regain yourself. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds like you went out. Eric Redskin, what's up? Hell to the Redskin. Let me put my mic on. Let me know, could you guys hear him? Let me know, could you guys hear 504 Indigenous Word? For some reason, it looks like he's muted all of a sudden. I don't know. He's not. I can't hear him. No sound. Is it sound for myself? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Let me know. Give me a one in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear me. For some, he had something happen. Well, we just lost 504 Indigenous Warrior. He's actually working on a job, and he's actually on the job working, so that's probably why he got so much going on in the background. Charles Clark, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I know you can hear my big mouth now because I put my mic on. Okay, I know y'all hear my big mouth. What we're trying to figure out is this another Jesse Smollett situation? Is this another Jesse Smollett situation? Because I have never seen a situation when it comes down to the church, when it comes down, I have never seen, and you talking about Crooked Dollar, I called him Crooked Dollar, but Creflo Dollar, you had, where is this guy's security? Where is his security? How he's a high rolling type of pastor, and I'm trying to figure out where's his security at, and it don't sound right, family. It doesn't sound right. And let me tell you something. A lot of these guys will rob themselves to get more money from the church, Charles Clark. And I'm very very weary of this guy. And he was on there going back and forth with this guy that was a part of the gay community and this lady that was on there. It was so ridiculous. I have never seen a pastor that was so ratchet. Now, at least the other pastors hide themselves, okay? They're probably just like him, but I have never seen a pastor that's basically in the streets, that's going back and forth with a so quote unquote sinner, and I just can't get it. I'm just trying to figure this out, family. I'm trying to figure this guy out. Now, these are some crooked pastors out here. So if anybody would like to come on and speak upon this matter, we do. If you stroll to the top, you will be able to see, you can actually come on the panel and we can have this conversation. Anybody would like to come on the panel and let's talk about these ungodly pastors. We just had Kimberly Burrell last week. Kimberly Burrell was in there talking about people living in the trailer parks, talking about people living in the certain, wearing certain clothes that they wear, the women wearing hats and they bald headed underneath the hats. And she was basically throwing in the face of the wealth that she received from the people. The wealth that she received from the people. It's time for you guys to leave these people alone. You guys got to understand that some of these, not all, I'm not going to say all these pastors, but I can sit here and tell you that these people are not moving your life. These people are not moving your life, Aborigine family. These are some toxic people who have who living sinful lives more than you and I. But they want to call themselves godly. They want to walk a walk and they want to call themselves godly, but they're pimping the church. They're pimping the people. And that's the concern with our Aborigine family is we don't want to see our people get pimped no more. We are tired of seeing our people get pimped. It is getting way too messy. And it's unbelievable disrespectful that some of these people, the way they treating these elderly people that's in the church, some of your grandmothers are out there. Some of the, it's just a damn shame. It's a shame. And and like I said, some of this, I don't normally like to do content like this, but being in our community and outreaching to the community, we got to talk about what's keeping our community down. We got to talk about what's keeping us down at the bottom. And we got to come up with some kind of resolution on what we could do as a nation of people. I know a lot of you guys, there's a lot of us who follow our content that are not religious people, that are spiritual people, but we still got brothers and sisters out there that's caught up. We got 504 Indigenous Warrior. I'm going to assume that the brother had a phone call because when he does that, he always just, it has to be a phone call. So I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
let
I
you
was
go ahead.
trying to hear you. No, I was trying to hear you, bro, because I was trying to hear you because I was asking, didn't want to hear. I didn't hear no noise and no function or anything, but everybody seemed to be okay now. But like I was saying though, bro, I don't know if it was an insurance claim, fraud or whatever. But as a father, I would never put my daughter in harm's way. You see what I'm saying? And we don't know how many times he done been them guys been staking him out and stuff like that there too. We don't know. We only just saw what we saw Sunday because it was live streamed. But we don't know if he was being on stakeout and this, that, and that. We don't know the back.
Do you believe, do you believe that the streets are tired of these folks? Do you believe that the streets are tired of these wicked preachers and they feel that they're going to get their cut out of the church? Do you believe that you're going to start seeing more attacks on churches? And I'm not advocating for that. I hope that don't happen. I don't wish any bad on these churches. I don't want to see nobody get hurt. But do you believe that this is the beginning, because they have been tricking so many of our people so long that our people have given up on these pastors, and you see more of the pastors that are prospering. You see more of the pastors that are out here looking good, dressing good, got big houses, and you got poor people out here that are suffering. Do you think that this
and
will turn
and,
into a situation? Because you know it's a copycat world.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Marquis said, Marquez said, I think it was staged, but my fear is, I think that stage situation people is similar to Jesse Smollett. You can have copy. It does, I really, if it is staged, it would be more similar to the Jesse Smollett situation,
But
and I
he, but
think that.
the, but
Go
no,
ahead.
though. But no, I did go on. Like I told you, I went on his page. He did say, and I quote, coming from him, he did a live yesterday where he put up $50,000 and said, "I'm giving anyone $50,000 who have the name or can help me lead to an arrest to lock those four gunmen up who robbed me at the church."
Charles Clark said that. Charles Clark asked me, uh, um, did I see the Pope with that war bonnet on the looks at the like of a Native American? Oh, I didn't get a chance to see that. I didn't get a chance to see that, Charles Clark. I would love for you to share that one day. I didn't get a chance. You can come on a panel. This is an open panel, so you guys can come on a panel. D. Harris, if you would love to come on the panel, we're welcoming all people on the panel if you would like to come on and conversate about this. It's possible that it was staged for insurance. I do believe that this could be similar to the Jesse Smollett. Jesse Smollett was going around talking about a hate crime, and then I think this is about insurance. I think that this guy here is going to keep his jury. He's got them guys going to give him back the jury, and he's going to find a way. This is an outcry, so the church can give him more money. They got more of these crooked pastors. There's a lot of these guys out here, and people just want to believe in something, family. People just want to believe in something. So they're rolling with anything. They're giving their fate to people that are demonic. And if you've seen the argument on what do you think? Come on, 504.
I
What do
see,
you really
I
believe?
seen, I
What do
seen
you
that
think
a
about that
live where
argument with the gay dude?
I seen the live where he was arguing with the gay bishop and the little chick that was on that was calling him out saying he was a liar. He did say the only thing he say next month when he been out 9 years from the from the jail. He said the only felony I have on my record is when I was false imprisonment in New York. So he did. So that's what made me give him the benefit of the doubt. You see what I'm saying? Because he never had no history of this. But I'm not saying that he's not guilty of this or he didn't have a hand in it. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what was the plot. But at the end of the day, though, as a man in the fall, I would never put my child or my wife in harm's way and
Yeah,
not.
but I'm trying to ask you, my brother, what kind of pastor you seeing going back and forth with the lady calling the lady fat, talking about the man is ugly. Come on, man. I mean, I understand you're talking about what he putting his daughter in jeopardy. I don't think he give a damn about his daughter, brother. I mean, they got some people that don't have the same heart as you and I. You gotta understand, you want people to live up to your quality of life, and that doesn't mean that everybody is gonna live up to your quality of life, sir.
That's true. That is true. But that's what makes everybody
Shout out to
different
Big Dog
because
Philly.
but that would make it that would makes everything different too and unique because we're all not the same. If we all were the same, we'll be a boring world.
Noom's in the house.
But what I'm saying though is, at the end of the day, now, however he get down, I saw him get down on the internet with the gay dude, with the gay bishop and the chick. Yes, he was calling the other girl, the melanated sister, fat and biggie. He called her fat and biggie, and he called the gay dude, whatever it was, he called him some homophobic slurs. But at the end of the day, though, I have nothing to do with that part because he
But
was
but
wrong
but
with
I
all.
I got questions with him too.
True.
I ain't just got questions. I ain't got look. I saw the conversation. You can get anybody that know body language, and you see the argument that he had. If that was not a significant person, why are you going walk with somebody that's not significant? With some people that are that.
Because whoever those two people was who called him out yesterday, he been having issues with them. Because I saw what he said that they accused him. All right, bro. They accused him of hating gays, and he said he did say, "Bro, I preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, and if Jesus said he didn't like gays, what I'm supposed to do?" But I always say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Yes, it's in the Bible where it was about the homosexuality and stuff like that. There, I get what you're coming from, but it's in your deliverance is what rubs the person wrong. But see, niggas, people like I said, nigga, but people be arrogant with the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Once they know it, they be arrogant with it to try to hurt a person's feelings, no matter what their lifestyle are.
That was pretty strange to me. That was a pretty strange. I think we might be seeing the crumbling. I just want you to understand. I've been watching Geno Jennings. I've been watching the Hebrew Israelites. They've been battling each other. This has been a religious war. If you've been watching it, I watched Kimberly Burrell attack her congregation. Something is going on with
First of
that
all, first
something
of
is going
all,
on, brother.
she ain't got. First of all, Kimberly Burrell ain't got shit to say to nobody. Because first of all, you ain't supposed to be up in no damn pool preaching to any fucking body. First of all, you supposed to be on the front pew with your Sunday best hat on, minding your damn business.
All I look, man. I tell you, now I understand what's been taking this community down so long. It's us, man. It's us.
Religion,
We
religion
allowed
and
it. It's
politics,
us.
religion and
It's
politics
us.
will destroy a lot of shit. But it ain't my fault that people still being blind and led by religion. Because I just seen Creflo Dollar come out and admit to the congregation he was wrong about the word tithes in the Bible.
Yeah, because somebody had to show him, and he was. But look. By the time he wrong, but Big Dog Philly, he's a millionaire
Come
by all
on
this
up.
time.
Say, Big Dog, come
I mean,
on up stage. Big
it's
Dog,
easy
really
for
hit the
you to say
stage.
that you're wrong, but you're a millionaire. Is he gonna get back the millions of dollars?
No, no,
Is he gonna get back them
no.
cars?
Now, the trip part about it, and like the pastor who got robbed, he's showing you, nigga, what he doing with y'all goddamn money every Sunday he take from the church. He got a badass house, a $400,000 Rolls Royce. He got a Rolls Royce, a Ghost, another Ghost car, and he got $400,000 worth of jewelry that he done got stolen from him in the Sunday service. That he done got stolen from him that he should have had on anyway. That he been making money off the church and it's under 501c. Help me make some sense out of this.
Big
Because
Dog Philly,
Victor,
Big Dog Philly. I see you just coming in, brother, and I want to ask you a question. Why do
Yes, sir.
what do these pastors? What they need all of these flamboyant? Why you notice that a lot of these pastors are very flamboyant. They're almost more flamboyant than the women. If you look at them, if you
and
think
with their
about
feminine side.
yeah. And I gotta ask Big Dog Philly this question, brother. I want to ask you this, Big Dog Philly. And you were turned out from church from a long time ago. You talked about this on various panels. What made you give up on religion? And I want you to tell everybody what
You
really
asked the
was the
right
truth.
person that question.
I
Yeah, I
want to
got you.
know
Grand
what
Rising,
really it
everybody.
got.
Much love, much respect to
I'm a mute.
everybody.
Let's mute our mics. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, basically what got me, growing up, make a long story short, my mother didn't push the church on us, you know, and basically, I wasn't forced to go to church, and I seen the picture of the white Jesus on our wall, and I just rebelled against it. So I pushed towards Islam. I practiced Islam for over 20 plus years. But what brought me to the conclusion is when I started researching about religion. All of them are connected. When that Pope and those imams shook hands and agreed to this one world order shit. It woke me up and it showed me basically that all these religions are connected. And then also, when I tapped into the church and state, they try to say the church and the state is separate, but they're not. And our people just keep believing that it's separate. But the church was the original government. And also what tapped me into it once I learned the true history of the African trade, slave trade. I seen the Arabs enslave the Africans first, and they taught the rest of the world how to, enslave people. And it's still going on today over in the Middle
Wow.
East.
Oh my goodness. And the reason why I asked you that, because when I was looking at the founders, and you look at certain of these founders, and you read the founders of all the churches that were created other than the Hebrew Israelites that was made in 1966, 67, by about a couple of three melanated men who came up with the Hebrew Israelites. And that's fishy too, because that's something very new, but they know different. But what I was talking about was all the other religions. And when you look at all the other religions, they were made by all of them. When we're talking about Muhammad in Islam, Muhammad was a white man. That
Yes,
was a
sir. They
white man.
all was connected.
They were connected. And then John Smith, and you go look on every Baptist or Christ, I don't care what it is, Methodist. They were all created by the white man. And when you take your mind and really focus on what's really the problem with our people, and you really understand why we always, there has been more debt caused by religion, by politics and religion, than anything that's happening in the street. More debt, the wars is created through religion. Dropping bombs on people is created through religion. And I want you to understand that's the dangers of our people. Copper Color TY, Troop Master in the house, Ghetto Child in the house. And that's the facts when it comes down to our people. We want something to believe in, Big Dog Philly. We
Yeah, I was
want
gonna
something
say
to,
the
huh?
church and the masjid want us to stay slaves. Cause as long as you a slave for God, you'll never fight for yourself. And that's all I wanted to say, brother.
Big Dog Philly, I always told people, you can be a spiritual person without being religious. And a
Yes, sir.
spiritual, a person of nature, a person of seeing. I always try to tell Aborigine people that you were born into nature. You were born into to the environment that gave you melanin. Okay, you have to understand you are the landowners, and you are the being the landowners, you are the owners of everything creation. We're talking about the animals. You are the protector of the animals. You are the protector of every species, because you are the very first human. Okay, and until we understand why we go through the difficulties that we go through, see, our people are naturally, it's easy for us to be, for them to tap in and do voodoo spells on us and do magical spells on us, because we are already originally spiritual beings. So we are connected through, see, I do believe that our people are capable of gifts, capable of miracles, because we are spiritual beings. We have the power to do a lot of things. We have energies that run through our veins. And these preachers and these people take advantage of us, and they're controlling our energies. They're controlling our emotions. Okay? So you have to understand they're using our vulnerability against us, because we are a loving species. We are loving people, my brother. We love to see the next brother make it. We can't stand to see, our nature is not to not let our brothers and sisters go hungry. It's in our nature to forgive people. And that's probably one of our weaknesses. Our nature is to love and 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 forgive, because look how much forgiving, look how much we have forgave for all the terrorist attacks that has happened against us in our own land. And they use a symbol. They use these symbols, the cross, and the same people that brought you the cross and told you about the Messiah dying on that cross is the same people that's burning that cross in front of your lawn. You got to make it make sense, family. And I think that what we don't try to do is live in reality. 504 Indigenous Warrior, I'm glad you're back on. What you think about what I'm saying?
I stepped away for a minute, but now if you was asking me about how I feel about religion, what made me now what made me step away from it is because I started realizing things wasn't adding up. And once I realized things wasn't adding up, I said, hold on, I started asking my parent, which is the pastor of the church. He he was giving me the runaround about what's going on. So I'm like, okay, how you the pastor of the church? You can't give me this. Come on, you don't question God. I said, I ain't got. I said, look, bro, look. Some of this stuff here ain't adding up, man. And I'm asking questions. You can't help me. Okay, I'm gonna do my own research. I said, hold up, man. Once I found out that certain things wasn't true and the events wasn't going away, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, something I've been lied to. And once now I'm hot now because I had my faith in this. I was believing what the hell they were saying. Now I'm hot when I started finding out I'm getting lied to. So now I started finding out I got lied to. I said, man, fuck this shit, man. I might just start working on myself, figuring it out for myself. If nobody want to help me, and I got to say, and I've been all right ever since. It's like, man, fuck that religion shit. They can kiss my ass with that. That shit ain't enough of mind control shit to where they trying to make
What's
you
that?
believe this.
Real quick. The church is worth $1 trillion. The pastor worth a half a trillion. I mean, worth several
Mute,
million.
mute your
And
mic.
and,
We can't
and
hear, brother. Mute your mic.
and all the people are struggling, barely afford food. The church is a $1 trillion organization. When are people gonna come? So that means God got a vault in heaven with all them hundreds. You see what I'm saying? Come on
And,
now, we gotta
and I always
wake
ask
up.
them, oh, okay, if this guy named God who y'all say created all this, what the fuck you need money for?
Big
Yeah, what,
facts,
do
brother.
it, what,
Big
what do
facts.
you need money? If he created all this, what do you need money? Then was another thing that I didn't understand about the Bible is the Bible. If you go to the Bible, it said according to who. It's always according to somebody who's supposed to have met so and so. It's never the original author or the original person said these words. It's always according to Mark, according to so and so. Nobody who never actually wrote it. So I'm like, okay, that's some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And then when you learn the first person point of view, you like when you read the first fucking sentence of the Bible, it say in the beginning, Lord created. No, if it was me, like I say, I think it's gonna be say in the beginning, I created the heavens and the earth. Okay, you motherfucker trying to play a real nigga now. You have to pay attention to what the game they try to run to the church is tax free. They gonna do whatever it takes to stay tax free. You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
you know,
And
uh,
that's why I said we've been brainwashed for thousands of years, not thousands, but hundreds of years, thousands of years. We've been brainwashed to believe this is the way of life with the Bible. I don't need a Bible to teach to tell me certain things. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, some people need something to believe in instead of themselves, and I get that. I understand that. But when you have multiple people coming back and tell you this, and this, when you start investigating, start realizing, and start thinking and waking up, because the pastor's gonna keep scamming. You go to the pastor for a loan, what are you gonna do? Charge you interest on the same ties you was
Copper
paying
Color
already.
TY, you can come on the panel. Copper Color TY, you can come on the panel, brother. Truth Seek, if you guys want to come on the panel, you can come on the panel. It's an open panel. I would like to have all y'all point of view on what you think. I love that. See, you see, he's showing nature. That's what I'm telling y'all. Nature is everything. A spiritual. You got to move more into your spiritual self. Get connected with your. Move away from religion and understand the trees. Understand your environment. Get more connected to your environment. Get more in tune with nature. And a lot of you guys don't realize that nobody's telling you guys to lose your spiritual connection because you are naturally a spiritual person. You are naturally a spiritual being that uplift of the people. So we're not telling you that. We're telling you we're tired of these pastors who are leading our people downhill. They're getting rich, and our people are getting more slow. Our people are losing. Okay? We're not winning. We're not winning. Economically, look, we got the biggest churches in the community. Everywhere you go in the poorest cities, there's the biggest church in the communities. You got to ask yourself that. Everywhere you go, there's a church on the corner.
A church and a liquor store.
The pastor getting rich and the people are getting poor.
And ask yourself this though too. Now three things. Don't you know churches can't talk about politics? You see what I'm saying? The three people, the three things, the three main things in today's society that's killing our people are politicians, churches, and the NRA
And science, because
and science.
science is trying to confirm all these religious things by lying to the people.
That's a fact.
Exactly. And then
Well,
the reason why I say the NRA because the NRA is the reason why they can't do certain things with the gun. And guess what? Did you know the NRA is a non-profit organization also? They're under the 501c2.
well,
They
I
don't pay
have
no
to.
taxes.
I want you to mute your mic for a second, and I'm gonna tell you about the NRA, okay? And let me start by telling you that we're gonna go from the Democrat Party, which was the Dixiecrats, okay? They were the Dixiecrats. They were the party. They were the party of the KKK. That was the Ku Klux Klan party. Then it was they had we were not allowed to get in the party of the KKK. So we wanted to be a part of something to represent our people, and it was called the Republic, not the Republican, not the conservatives. We were called the Republic. So they stole that name from us, the Republic Party, and they made themselves the Republican Party. And there were Democrats who transferred over to become Republicans. Mitch McConnell used to be a Democrat, a Dixiecrat. Okay, that's down. If you go down in Kentucky, most people in Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, the whole South were Dixiecrats. Okay, from they were all the Democrats of the South. Okay, now when I'm telling you about how the NRA came from, it came from the Black Panther Party. The reason why we invented the NRA because we wasn't allowed at one time to defend ourselves. So we came up with our own association and it was the Black Panther Party to help defend ourselves with guns, okay? To fight against the police officers in the military if they should take over us. So the NRA was for our people. It was never for the white man. The white man didn't have nothing to fight over. They didn't have nothing to fight. They actually took our shout out to Bronze. So they took over our cause, just like they do everything. Anything that we have, they take over a cause, like the Confederacy. The Confederacy was for our people. The very first Confederate flag was the Aboriginal flag. They stole that flag from us, okay? And they made it of their own, and they did terrible things. They tarnished the flag. So everything that we create, they stole and make of their own, okay? So we got to get more connected to self. They used the church. The church was a big involvement of keeping us in our captivity. The church was a nonprofit organization to this day that are doing deals with the government to keep you in your, just like Big Dog Philly said. Okay? And it's not just the churches, it's the mosques, it's all of them. Religion, the wars that you see going across seas right now are wars that has to do with religion. All these wars, ghetto child, has to be has to do with wars. Okay? And it's gonna it has to do with religion. And until we realize these things, because they trying to colonize people and force religion down. They throw. That's what they did. They came here. We had our own spiritual. We didn't have a religion, but we were spiritual people. And they came. We were doing just fine. And they came here and indoctrinated us, and they forced their beliefs on us. Okay. So, what you think about that, Big Philly?
I totally agree with everything you said, from the Dixiecrats to the NRA to everything. Much respect, my brother. I
Because I
totally
never
agree.
understood. I never understood why people. Okay, maybe it's just me. Okay, and I heard other people from our Aborigine, a lot of our Aborigine people. I heard them say this, and I love Trump, and I rather Trump and all this other stuff. I believe Joe Biden, Obama, Donald Trump are the same people. It's just me. Okay, I believe you can't have people fighting laws for you, fighting for you that's not like you. Okay? You got an African American who was an African American slash European. That was the first president of the United States that represent as far as people of color. He did not push agendas for us. He did not do anything for people of color. Not a damn thing for people of color. Because he couldn't do a damn thing for people of color. Okay? And the same thing with Donald Trump passes certain bills to make you happy. See, this is what the master used to do. The master would give us certain things to keep us happy, to make us smile and say, oh, he gave us something for the colleges. Oh, he gave us this. He did this for a little. He'll give you a little crumbs, but he's going to take it back. And you cannot trust in a person who did not want you to work in his facilities. The Donald Trump in New York, go ask a lot of brothers and sisters in New York about Donald Trump. Go ask a lot of sisters and brothers about how Donald Trump would not allow people of color to work in his Trump plazas. They were not allowed to work there. Only Spanish descent people were able to work there, and for them to work there, they worked for crumbs. Our people, Donald Trump has never liked our people. And I know I'm gonna ruffle a lot of feathers because we got a lot of house Negroes who love Joe Biden and a lot of house Negroes who love Donald Trump. But if you go look at their history, you'll see that Donald Trump was a Dixiecrat. His mama, his daddy were Democrats.
That's
His
what I
mama,
was about to say. His daddy was part of the KKK,
right?
and I didn't mean to cut you off. But the KKK came as under a religious organization. Let that sink in.
That's a fact. That's a fact. They burn crosses. They burn crosses on your land. And you guys cannot put this in your mind. You see the great white hope. And this is what Jesse Lee Peterson was talking about. We got the great white hope. And you guys see another, he's just another white man who giving y'all hope. And he's gonna take your hope. And and once he get another thing, the plan is to give you Negroes.
But you gotta ask yourself, okay, we are over 18, everyone. Y'all have to ask yourself, when are you guys going to be tired of being used, abused, and fucked over? You see what I'm saying? I want to know, but if you ain't tired, I can finish it off for you. I can finish using and abusing you now. Because you have to understand, ask yourself, we the only country, every 4 years, we get out there and go vote for a new overseer slash president and vice president of a corporation. Sorry, the United States is not a goddamn continent, nigga. It's a corporation. a corporation. Only corporation have presidents and vice presidents. Straight like that. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. It's up to y'all to figure this shit out.
I never understood, brother. And I'm trying to make some sense of this because I see a lot of our brothers and sisters all of a sudden they are so cheerleading for Donald Trump. Oh, things were so much better. Let me tell you something. I own my property. I own, I pretty much, I got my, I got my own little, I'm working for a company. I got my truck and I drive for this company, but I own my truck. But what, I don't see no better change in my life under none of these presidents. It still feels the same to me. I feel
Big
like
facts.
I made myself the man I am to this day. I feel like I put
You know
myself.
why? You know why everybody else so crazy behind Donald Trump is because he was the first president that ever came through this mother that know a lick about politics, laid up here, shut the country down, and people who was broke finally got a chance to see what money felt like coming in.
Hey, bruh, all presidents are picked, not elected. They want us to believe they're elected through the people, but all of them are handpicked. Every one of them, from the first one to this knucklehead we got in there, they were all handpicked, and they all served a purpose: is to
And they
keep our
all,
people down.
Trump was the only
Biden
one who,
signed a crime bill, y'all. He signed a crime bill to keep us. This man here was a white supremacist. This man, you think because he got old, he changed? You think because he was running with Obama, he changed? You guys got to understand, for those who Democrats and y'all talking about the less of evils, they both don't belong as we got to learn, we got to come up with our own parties. We got
Big
to
facts,
remove
brother.
ourselves
Big
from their
facts.
agenda.
how about we don't be we come up with our we don't even need to be a part of their shit at all.
I agree. But the,
They can take their shit and
but then,
blow it. They can take their shit and
but
burn
you
it
got to
up.
think realistically. I know you're saying, and what you're saying is good for a crowd and have everybody. Yeah, you right, brother. Dap hands, but to move a country to get shit done, because you got to be able to see. We don't have the capacity to kick their ass out, and they ain't got the capacity to kick our ass out. So you gotta. There are certain things that you gotta go down the middle. Okay, that's why you gotta work on the lower sector. We gotta put a judge in there that looks like us. And who got views like the Aborigine people. You gotta put a mayor in there that thinks like us. You gotta work with the sheriff so our people will stop dying. The DA. We gotta put people that look like us. And if you're gonna think in a mindset that, oh, well, I'm just not, well, what solution? We can't be a part of their union. Well, they're gonna keep on kicking us in the ass, family. Tom Jones, they're gonna keep kicking us in the ass. We have to come up with our own people to represent us. Strong-minded people that represent us. And we gotta come up with our own party. And we got enough power to do it. We had enough power to bring these people over the top. Look at the Democrats brought Biden in, not Trump down.
But when you start giving certain people certain little knickknacks and tokenism, you got them already.
You
You
can't
see
say
what I'm
you
saying?
can't do business without them. We got to deal with the world. Y'all
And,
see, my Aborigine brothers and sisters, y'all think that we can live on a planet by ourselves. It's not going to work. We're going to have to make negotiations. We're going to have leadership of our own leadership. We have to build people that we trust that can lead our people and separate ourselves. We
and,
cannot expect to be alone.
and let me say this real quick, because I'm a vet. I served this country
Right.
And
in the
still
late
getting
80s,
kicked in the
early
ass.
90s. And so many of our people served this country, and this country haven't did shit for
Not a
the,
damn
the,
thing.
the people that fought it. We got homeless vets. I say this shit all the time.
The people
That
you see,
fought for the
the
freedom
people,
of all of us. Go ahead, brother.
the people y'all be passing underneath the fucking bridge and be home. That be people that fought for this country back in the G. You see what I'm saying? There be people who've been far from the country. Y'all be them homeless people. People ain't homeless. Like, them people chose to be homeless. I would be chosen to be homeless. They want to deal with the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy how you put your life on the line for a country that don't give a fuck about you. Ain't no way. I ain't gonna lie, I was almost that way going to the military. I'm gonna go to the military back when Bush got in office. Once I seen what was going on, I said, nah, I'm out of here. I ain't gonna be able to do this. I ain't about to sign nothing. I'm about to go. I'm about to get up out. I am nothing because that remind you. The recruiter came to the school, and when he came to the school, he was like, "Hey, maybe you need more soldiers and this like that." I'm like, "Shit, I'm young. I ain't got no children. I can do this now." But once I found out the hidden agenda and behind the scene, I'm like, "Nah, I'm not, man. I'm not going to kill nobody who ain't do me nothing,
My
man. Fuck
brother,
that shit."
my brother, you're not understanding what I'm trying to tell you. When you look at all nations of people, everybody has a leader. Every group got a leader but us. And we are not under the see, that's what y'all don't get. We got to find leadership in look, we had Malcolm X. That was a leader. We haven't had a leader to lead our people since a Malcolm X. The point what I'm making to you is the fact that when you talk about leadership, people who can negotiate with other people, we don't have that. When you look at the Native Americans, they have their unions with chiefs. They have their chief that they have that they, even though they $5 Indians, but they have somebody to represent them with the casinos against the white man. Okay, they have to, even though they sold themselves to the devil, that is what it is. But the point what I'm making, Jamaicans have a leader. Well, Haitians have a leader. When I'm talking about all people have a leader, but Aborigine people. And
How
when
you
we gonna
gonna
get
have a
our
leader?
leader?
How you gonna have a leader if you don't have a nationality?
Well, this is what we're trying to build. This is
Okay,
the point of the panel. This is the
we
point of us
trying
trying to
to,
build.
but we trying to, but until they get out that African American bullshit, we gonna be fighting against the bricks. Because we've been telling them for the longest, you're not African American, it's power enough.
But we're
Everybody
gonna
has
have
a
to leave some
nationality.
brothers alone, brother. Some people
That's
we're gonna
true.
have to leave.
That
We're
is
gonna have to
true.
leave some of
That
these
is
brothers
true.
alone. And when they go down, that's their problem. We're gonna have to leave some people, brother. Everybody not
I
gonna
won't
go where you
dispute that.
go.
I won't dispute that. But like I said, that's the only way you got to know every race on the face of this earth. I don't give a fuck if you from Venezuela, Haitian. I don't care. Everybody has a nationality. French. Everybody has one except the motherfuckers who built this country up don't have a nationality. How are you the most powerful people on the face of this earth and you ain't got a nationality?
But Jesse Jackson, we listen to the Jesse Jacksons, a
Man,
politician. I have
man,
told
fuck
you.
Jesse.
I mean, well, we can say that all he want. You got half of the brothers going around with African American on their birth certificates. I mean, you got to understand, people like that is the reason.
True. True.
I mean, you can say fuck Jesse till he died, but it still don't change the fact. It still don't change the fact, my brother. And I'm
You
glad.
can,
I'm
but
glad.
you can change it. But you can't, because guess what? You can change it by not using that shit.
Well, I don't have. I never had it on my birth certificate.
But I ain't had on mine either. My shit
I
say
never had
black.
it.
That's some bullshit.
It never. It never. I was never born with that.
But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, though, at the end of the day, us as melanated people, we can nip this shit in the bud by stop using African American. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't put down African American, guess what? They won't never be able to say you're a race. African
Yeah,
American is
they
not a
keep
race.
linking you to Africa because you keep saying you're a
Exactly.
fucking African, and then you're not even an African. The Africans don't accept you because you're trying to be
So
a
let me ask you
continent.
this.
You're trying to
So
be
let me
two
ask you this.
continents.
Let me ask you this. If I stole you from, if I stole your ass from Mexico and brought you here to slave, and I beat you like they say they beat them, are you going to lose your accent? Are you going to stop speaking Spanish?
No,
Are you going to lose your accent?
no.
Okay. Now let me go steal an African and bring him here and see if it beat the hell out of him and see if he loses his accent. You think he gonna lose his accent?
Africans never lost their accent. That's why you're not an African, brother.
Thank you.
See
Case
this?
closed.
Look. There's a lady who just got on, and we posted a video about how she stayed here. She's been staying here a decade, and she still speaks clearly of her African values. She's been here a decade. Okay, you don't look. Some of you jackasses out there thinking that you Toby. You're thinking that you're Toby. You watch too much Roots. A lot of you motherfuckers watch too much Roots. And it's crazy. It's crazy that we have fallen into a
Toby be good
trap.
nigga. Toby be good nigga for massa. Toby be good nigga. What's your name? Kunta Kinte. My name
We
is
got,
Toby.
we,
Toby
we
be
got,
good
we
nigga
got,
for massa.
all we get is slavery movies. That's all we get, brother. All we get is slavery movies. Looms, let me tell you something. I agree with you, Looms. Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you why you're not lying. My birth certificate has nothing, has never had a nationality on mine. As my children does not have a nationality on it. My mother, my mother twin and her had color, and her mother had the letter I. My great grandmother had the letter I on their birth certificate. After my mother had me, she didn't have a nationality on me. They don't have that on my birth certificate. I'll one day I will disclose that to you guys. I'll let you guys see that I don't have a nationality on my birth certificate.
Well, yeah. Because like I say, at the end of the day, man, I say, at the end of the day, we as melanated people gotta wake up and realize, man, without us, these motherfuckers are doomed, man. These motherfuckers are doomed. Without us, they'll be sitting in the dark. Every day they wake up, they should give us things. Without us, they won't have no lights. Without us, they wouldn't. Man, they wouldn't even have a car without us. They wouldn't. Man, there's a lot of stuff they gotta be thankful for us, man. They wouldn't have GPS. They wouldn't have cell phones. A lot of stuff. Man, it'll take me all day to name the stuff that
The
we have.
power of
Hey,
our culture. The power of our culture.
see,
And a lot of people don't know
only
that
white
color.
folks.
A color. A lot of people don't know color. My brother has color on his birth certificate. My brother is called, and we all know that we say copper color, right? My brother and my sister are older than me. They have color, okay. But when it got down to me, I'm 47. They didn't put no nationality on me. They couldn't even identify me. They could not even. They identified all my mother children, and I was the only one who didn't come up with a nationality.
And on top of my birth
And
certificate, it's
like
so
I said, I will show y'all my birth certificate in
on
due
top of
time.
my birth certificate, in the right hand side corner, they got a C at the top, and then they got some numbers. But the C means color, and it starts with some numbers. When you got a C and some numbers, that means your birth certificate was changed. There's
Oh, you
somebody
got.
that did.
If you got a friend that says Negro, he's Aborigine. If you got a friend who says Negro color, the letter I. If you have the letter I, if you got Negro and you have color, you are Aborigine to this land.
Yeah, I got a partner that's 63 years old right now, man. His birth certificate say Negro, and he's 63.
Yeah.
My grandmother was born in 1924 in Louisiana. She didn't even have a birth certificate. No Social Security when she was born in 1924. And remind you, what was so important about the year 1924?
Well,
Walter Pluckett.
you was on the phone with with my auntie, and what she told you? Did she ask? What's the question my auntie told you?
Oh, she said that your mama didn't have none of that on y'all birth certificate,
They
and
said
her
that they
sister
didn't
didn't,
know
and
anything
her
about
sister didn't
African
play all
Americans.
that. She said, "Hell no, we
They
didn't
never
even
heard
have nothing
anything
about no
about
African
African Americans.
Americans. She didn't even know nothing about no slavery."
No, she
And
didn't
we
even
talking
know
about
about slavery.
and we talking about a lady that's 70 something years old over the
Yeah,
phone with us.
my mama sister is 77 years old.
And my grandmother died back in 2000. She was 84 when she died. She was born in 1924. Okay, that's the same year Walter Plucker changed our identity
I tell you,
and
everybody was
everything.
not a slave. Everybody wasn't a slave.
Because on the census, my grandmother was a farmer, and they told me once they have farmer next to their name, that's a land that they own.
And I have told
She,
many true seeker. I have told people many times the people that you seen on the trees, there was not runaway slaves. They caught landowners. That was not runaway slaves, family. They caught landowners, and they made examples out of the landowners. And and because the landowners refused to give up their land, they hung them in the tree in front. That's why they got dressed. It was a big occasion because they took the farmland from the landowners.
And that's why they try to take race theory out the schoolhouses because their
Critical
children
race
and
theory.
grandchildren is growing up and they don't want their grandchildren to see how nasty they was to people that they didn't do nothing to them. So they try to take it to the schoolhouse so they don't have to worry about trying to bury it. But let me tell you something, you can't bury history because it's written down in black and white. It never go away. As long as you got the internet, it's going to be researched. And it's going to show y'all nasty asses doing what y'all did to people, to melanated people, and you can't explain it. You see what I'm saying? That's why y'all trying to hide the shit. Why you think they dying at a higher rate? Because a lot of these mother benefit and reaping the benefits from their ancestors, what they did to our life. They were with the one they was hanging for their profit. That's why people are getting their land back from the government that was took from them illegally. Because they know they did, they knew they stole it from illegally.
And that's
Why you
why
think why you think when you buy a house, they make you pay extra money to run the deed to the house to see if it's clean? You know why? Because they know they stole the land illegally.
yes it did.
So you might own that house, but you don't own that land.
I think we all been misinformed, family. A lot of us been misinformed. We have all we have done is listen to people who have oppressed our people tell us our history about us. None of you guys was back there during them times to actually see. You only going by the words of they are clueless as much as you are clueless because they wasn't there to see what was going on either. And that's why I would debate anybody about the Atlanta slave trade because I want you to understand that that slaves did come here. Africans did come here, but they came in later years. It was later years when they came, and you have to understand when they came, it was like the late 1900s, going into see what we don't understand is that why colonize Africa when you can take a section of America at a time? It would be much cheaper. Do you understand? You bringing all them people from another land base, how much money, how much food resources, how many people would have died, how much sickness that would have came on. It would have been nearly impossible to get such numbers of people here in America. That's why most, not all, was already here. Most, not all, was already here in Turtle Island. Now, yes, the ones that came, and we had people who owed debt. It wasn't slavery, they owed debt. Some people owed debt. It was a thing. If you owe debt, you had to work it off. Some of our people had to work the debt off. But and they were sharecroppers. And they had to do certain things to run the debt off. But yes, some of our people were catching. Yes, some of our people were captured and mixed with Africans. But you got to understand the very first war in America, the very first against the Europeans, the very first war was against the Aborigine and the Mongoloids. Because the very first war, when the Mongoloids came over, they found us here. They found the pyramids here. And they very much, the first war was with us. And what happens when you win the war? You win the women. Okay? So we have some of our people have mixed with their people. We have had some, that's why you see some of them Indians that look a little Asian. Some of our people were dominating their people. Now you gotta ask yourself, you look at the Asian person and you look at the Aborigine man, who would have legitimately won a hand-to-hand combat? Come on now, family. Who would have won that war, family, without weapons? And the only person who brought weapons here and defeated us because they had weapons was the Europeans. And you have to understand that Spaniards came to Louisiana. The Spain came to Louisiana. Then the French came to Louisiana. And then a lot of them Creole brothers that are mixed with the French, that's the reason why. That's why you see a lot of sisters that look a little light skinned. Our Indian ladies were getting raped. So we had a little bit of light skinned brothers and sisters out there. But I got a chance to look at my tree. My father is dark as you, 504 indigenous warrior. My mother is a caramel around here. But our people can make anybody. Our people have the genes to make anybody. And you guys got to understand that we give the white man too much power on how he put us in slavery. All we do is talk about that white man. That white man did us this. And you keep watching them damn slave movies. You keep talking about what the white man has done. You empower the white man. You got his head so big. You got him thinking that he's so strong when he's so weak. He ain't never outmanned us. Shout out to Mr. C. You guys got to understand this, family. You got to wake up. For some reason, we have to keep on telling the white man how great he is. For some reason, we have to keep reminding ourselves about us being slaves. But I got to remind you something. Who were you before 1492? Who were your people before 1492? Who were your people before 1492, family? And I tell the people on TikTok, I tell people on Instagram, I tell people on all my platforms. Who were you before 1492? Did your history start in slavery? Do you really believe that they had the mass power to bring you on sailboats and beat your men? Dominate your men? Dominate your men like this and take your women and bring you over here in chains? You got to understand that what would have happened? You'd have been chained up for 3 months or probably 4 months. And you guys would have been chained next to the next person. You would have been shitting and pissing. You would have caused major bed sores, even though you wouldn't be in the bed. You would have been sitting in your own feces. Your women would have been having a menstruational cycles. They would have to feed you. They would have to give you fresh water. Do you really believe these things?
Yeah, but
I don't understand, family. I don't understand how could we be so gullible. And the brother, color cop, T.Y.
hey, what's going on, big brother Chief?
Halito.
Halito to you, sir. Halito. Man, oh yeah, again, thank you for having me on. I just wanted to say, that's right. You know how it's like for some odd reason the world likes to remind us that we were slaves, but I think that we as a people need to start reminding the world who were the first original slaves, which were
Right.
them white folk, and we need to like put that out there and keep reminding the world, hey, you guys, we were not first and foremost, we were not the first original slaves. We were not. And it's crazy how some of our people will get mad if you tell them that, you
Because you
know.
know why, color copper T.Y. The reason why, and I hope you can hear me clear because I just put my
Yeah,
headsets on.
yes
One
sir.
of the reason why is they're looking for reparation and
Mm,
they feel like people like us are blocking their chances. If we say that none of this happened, then
yeah,
some kind of way we're not going to get the money. Okay.
mm,
Let me first of all, dumbasses, if they have done all the lies that they have done to our country, they still would owe us. Okay. They
yeah,
owe us 49 acres in a mill. You should want land before you want these reparation. If they gave $1 billion to our people, we got well more than a billion people in this country, and if you gave us $1 billion, it would only be $100 in
Mm.
each pocket. Okay, so if you did the math, and I'm not the greatest math person, but it wouldn't be a lot of money. Secondly, you have to understand that these are certain connections. We got people who want to who just want to live in a like want people to have empathy and sympathy for them for the rest of their life. They don't want to overcome anything. They don't want to have self awareness for themselves. They don't want to be able to move on and say, hey, you know what? That was a chapter with my ancestors, but we Gucci right now. We ain't our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
when you brought up the fact that they were the first slaves, yes, they were, because how they got here, it was the Moors brought them here as
That's
slaves.
right.
And what
Yes.
people don't want to talk about in history books, this is one of the reasons why we don't get along with the Moors, because the Moors want us to say that we are them. How could we be the Moors when we saw y'all saw us here, and
Uh,
we saw y'all coming on the ship with the motherfuckers.
whoo, great point.
So how in
Beautiful.
the world I could be a Moor when I'm watching you coming to shore with a bunch of
Yes.
with white people? You
Don't make no sense.
civilized. You
Yeah.
civilized these people. You went into the caves and you cleaned them up. You gave them
Yep.
soap. You taught them how to be civilized. You
Yep.
brought them here. They were walking on four legs. You brought them here. You civilized
Mm-hmm.
them. So when we saw you and that white man, and you were standing on the side of that white man, and William
Yep.
Penn stated, this is his words.
Mm-hmm.
William Penn stated, he said, you know what? He said, you know what? William Penn's first words was, the people look similar to Ethiopians.
Mm-hmm.
He said they look like gypsies and they were similar to Ethiopians. So how
Uh,
could he be
uh, uh.
talking about a mongoloid?
That's right.
How could he talk about a mongoloid? And you
Yep.
guys got to understand these things. We have been listening to the narratives. We've been listening. They don't even understand that they've been exposing themselves in the library in their own books, and
Yep.
things have come back to haunt them. In their books, they're showing who the people really look like. They
Mm-hmm.
called us Indian because it was an insult. It was another word for nigger. Okay,
Mm.
let's get with it. Redskin was another derogatory
Yep.
name for a person of color. That's
Yes,
why they
sir.
took the National Football League, banned
Yep.
that Indian off that helmet because it represent our people. It did
That's
not
right.
represent the Native Americans. Okay, so they know who the Aborigine people are. They
That's
trying to whitewash everything because they know that we are solving the mystery, the fake lies that have
right.
been
Mm-hmm.
told all the time. Now I'm gonna mute my mouth and you
That's
go,
right.
bro.
And man, another thing that kind of irks me a little bit is when you watch these old films, like they'll have footages of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all these other states, or whatever you want to call it, back in the 1900s and stuff like that. And the person who's narrating these different types of videos of the footages from way back then, they always like they're identifying them as African American. They're like, these are African Americans that own their own business. These are black people. These are African Americans. These are black people. But like, it just gets under my skin. I'm like, these narrators know damn well that these people that they are showing in these videos did not identify themselves as African American or black. If they could, or like somehow awake from the dead and hear the actual narrator speaking and calling them referencing them to African Americans or black, they'll be looking at them like, who the heck is that? Like, we weren't calling ourselves that, back in the
Well,
1900s.
I'm looking at you right now, and you, if you go get a penny and you put that penny next to you, you are the definition of
Mm,
copper. And this is
mm,
what we talked about
appreciate that.
copper. You are
Like,
the you are the definition of a copper man. Okay, I
appreciate it.
could put you next to a blue, purple looking guy. I mean, you can see the difference. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you have to understand. Look at your feet, your cheekbones. I'm watching your cheekbones. Look how high your cheekbones is.
Yep.
Okay. See, they can't deny the truth about our people. Now we do come in all different shades. We do know that some of our people, okay, some of our people are fair color, some of them are dark. My brother is, they call him chocolate and they call me vanilla. He's dark, but we got the same father and the same mother, and we
Ain't
look
that something?
and we got the same features. I'm just lighter complexion, okay.
Yep.
I took more of my mother Cherokee tone, okay. My
Yep.
mother was that. If you go on TikTok, go see what my mother looked like. For those who want to see what my mother looked like, oh, you guys can look right here on my story.
Yep.
Y'all can see what my mother looked like. Okay,
And they can't
yeah,
believe it. They can't believe
they
that
would.
your parents can produce that like that.
They don't believe. They don't
Yep.
understand the gene, the Eve gene,
Yep.
how powerful the Eve gene is. Okay,
Tell
so
them.
I want you guys to understand the person who has the darkest melanin is the has the strongest and I want you to say, you know, the lighter you are, the more mutated you are. Okay, so don't look. It doesn't disrespect me. Okay,
That's right.
it doesn't.
That's
For
right.
me having a lighter complexion, I have the features, the look at my woolly hair, my big
Yep.
nose, my lips. Okay, I'm not
All there.
inferior to anybody, but I'm letting you know the most darkest man is the alpha man in the world. Okay, and I don't understand why dark men have a complex about their skin. I don't understand why black women don't like their skin color, so-called black, which they're not black, but I'm
Right.
just using that term. When
Yeah.
you act like you black, I'm gonna call you black because
Yeah.
that means you're dead. So the part what I'm saying is I don't. You got brothers and sisters who bleach their skin color now, who wants to be lighter complexion because they have generational curses to believe. It's like Michael Jackson. Michael
Yep.
Jackson had the same complexion as you, brother. And Michael
Yep.
Jackson looked in the mirror because he come up in a generation where they were always telling him that his skin complexion is ugly. And there was
Yep.
the era where the young ladies come up in an era where the white baby doll was beautiful and the
Hmm.
dark baby doll was ugly. And that put that in the
Hmm.
mindset of our people. Until
Yes,
we
sir.
understand how great we are, how beautiful we are, we
Yep.
can overcome our generational curses. The problem
Wow.
is the problem we haven't dealt with ourselves yet. We haven't
Wow.
looked ourselves in the mirror and looked at ourselves and you want to love other people. You love other people, but you don't truly love you. You go to these churches, you go to these crooked pastors, and you
Yep.
want to dish your money out and you want a savior, but you are your own savior, family. You
Yep.
are your own savior. When you look into the mirror, you will see God. God
Wow.
is in you. The spirit is in you. You are a spiritual vessel. You are not a religious coon. Okay? Yeah, they've been cooning y'all for many years, getting
Yep.
y'all away from y'all true self. And when you
Hmm.
understand your true self, we won't be able to engage spiritually until we recognize our true self. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. I agree with everything. We definitely, it is a how can I put it, a big insecurity issue that we are, that we have been dealing with, I think that it definitely takes a lot of this research, a lot of this knowledge, awareness that's out right now to overcome pretty much all of this insecurity that we were pretty much born with, that they kind of instilled in our mind. And you hit that right on the head. It is up to us to overcome that. We can only do that ourselves. And religion, man, these pastors are, kind of manipulating us and making, we are kind of believing that they're the ones that's going to help us overcome this insecurity problem that most of us are unaware of. But truth be told, we have to look at ourselves, and we are the only ones that can overcome this. you
Yeah,
know
and I had a brother, and like I told you, all skin folks are not kin folks.
Ooh, ain't that the
I had a brother. I had a brother who sat up there was, he was a Pan African, and he talked about my people is the reason why his people got enslaved. We caught them and enslaved them, and
sorry
then he
about that.
called me and then he called me a mulatto. He called me a mulatto, and I had to show him my family and show him my ancestors and show him that brother, you got it wrong. There's no mulatto in me. I don't know what the hell you talking about. Okay. So based on, because and for those who look at me and know and see me in person, they would
Yeah.
call me redskin. I was the definition of
Yeah.
redskin. They will call,
Absolutely.
if you look at my skin, you'll see red skin. I don't burn in the sun, brother. I don't
Yep.
burn in the sun. Okay? I build my gardens. I be out in the garden all day long. You heard me?
Yep.
I'm out there. Cherokee Tulu know me. And
Yep.
everybody who know me, they know when I'm on Instagram, they see my life, they see my children. And
Yep.
I don't have I'm not, and then when they see my wife, I don't have a white wife. I'm not. You see my children. I don't. I don't. People get the wrong perspective of
Mm-hmm.
people. They don't know. And like I said, these Pan African dudes are really butthurt because they know that they are losing grip. Their
Yes,
money,
indeed.
yes, their money
Yep.
situation is crumbling. They are
Yep.
crumbling. They're going. They're not people like you, myself,
Yep.
Cherokee Tulu, Truth Seeker, everybody who in this chat
Yep.
are destroying the
Yes.
Pan Africanism.
Yep.
Every last one of y'all. Y'all hurting Sinetta TV. Sinetta TV, every time I used to go to Sinetta TV, Bronze, the brother Bronze, every time I used to go to Sinetta TV, you see nothing but chaos. He
Yep.
got the Hebrew Israelites on there fighting each other. They're not even talking about consciousness anymore.
Right.
It's nothing but chaos and it's nothing but war. And they're not bringing what? Why do we need to be in places like that
That's
that are
right.
not putting our people in a best position to succeed?
Man.
We need
Absolutely.
to, this is what's wrong, and that's why every time I see your content, brother, I always try to get you out there because I
Um,
always knew that you had the talent. I
um,
always knew. And for those who subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to this young brother. Because this
yeah.
young brother, he be splitting the gems. He
Oh
be
man.
out there. A lot of these brothers,
Appreciate it.
we got to stop just following the same people. We got to follow everybody that's Aborigine. We got
I
to
agree.
start engaging with everybody who think like us,
Yes, sir.
supporting everybody who think like us. Stop
Yeah.
having favoritism in this conscious community. We need to deal with people who think like us and who us.
Yep.
Our bloodline need to work with each other.
That's right.
And if you're
Yep.
divided, you cannot be a part of the Aboriginal community when you're
Yep.
divided.
Yep. I definitely say because there would be there the copper color tie you see today it wouldn't be if it wasn't for you. My big brother Peanut Nola 504. And many more of my big brothers in the game. There would be no copper colored tie if it wasn't for you guys, hands down.
We
Period.
proud of you. We proud of you,
You
brother.
know,
Because when I
what I'm
first
saying?
saw you, you was you. I see your confident level, and it's just
Yeah,
unbelievable. And then
appreciate it.
I got brothers and sisters on TikTok that have been very. I didn't know people knew me the way they do. I didn't know people knew me the way they did. Shit, I didn't know. And I mean, but you don't never know who you touch. You
That's
don't
right.
understand. And I have told people, I said, sometimes I see 13 people in my chat. Sometimes I see 80 people in my chat.
Mhm.
Sometimes I get like 20 people in my chat. But I want y'all to know that every person counts in my on my channel. Everybody counts. And I want you guys to know that all of you guys, I don't want nothing from you guys. All I want is us to be together, us to
Man,
support each other. That's all I want is to
yeah,
get this truth out of here.
that's
We got to
priceless.
spread. Yes, it's priceless. It don't cost to get to get the truth out here. It don't cost, family, and we got to work together. Okay, we're not one without the other. We're not one without the other. And
Preach.
and and that's why I was disappointed in Dane Calloway. I was disappointed in Dane Calloway because I come up supporting that brother when he first started. I always did support him.
Right,
But
right.
I still support him because he's still Aborigine.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
When
Absolutely.
he said what he said about the matriarch, I kind of backed off, but I still support the brother because he's still one of us.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Same here. Same here. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I,
You know.
yeah. Go ahead.
But you well I was just gonna say same here, you know. I try my hardest to show the utmost respect to all my brothers and sisters out here that's doing their thing. I would definitely say it definitely takes all a collective of us to, you know, share, you know, some of our content, and
Right.
like think about it. If, man, if Dane Calloway, you know, and many more other people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not, you know, don't get me wrong. I don't want them to feel like, you know, they're doing anything wrong or anything. No, 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 not at all. You guys are doing a kick-ass job. Keep doing it. I'm just, you know, metaphorically speaking, you know, just imagine if, you know, all of us was to share everybody's content. You know, we were just everybody go hard in the paint. The more research we put out, you know, the more these African our pan-Africanists or whatever you want to call it, their game is deteriorating, you know. But and if, imagine if we all did just come together and just like, you know what, man, we sharing everybody's stuff, everybody's
But
stuff.
but my fear,
Mhm,
Copper Ty, let me,
yeah,
young chick. My fear is that we have built up so much content as a people that we
yeah,
let the content get to our head. My fear
yeah,
is my fear is that we are going to be just like the Pan African people. We're going to be like them because what happens is we engage in trying to be popular instead
yeah,
of trying to teach and get the message
right.
out there. We're so busy trying to be popular. And that was one of my problems with Dane Calloway, battling with Tyreek Nasheed, all these
Yeah,
things that are going. Sometimes you got to take the high road because your message, your work speaks highly than somebody
yeah,
else coming at you. And you have to
that's right.
understand that what you teach, and I always want to let people know that what
Yeah,
my research is, the things that I know, it's not just for me.
that's right.
It's for all of you guys.
Yep,
I want you guys to understand that
yep,
knowledge is meant to be sought. Knowledge, truth is meant to be learned.
yep,
So if you don't have a point of view to share, no, let me tell you something. There's no clear knowledge that belongs to one man on this planet. It's meant to be evolved. It's meant to graduate. So
yep.
I want you guys to understand when you hear brothers, oh, he took my content.
Right, right.
He took this from me. If you come from the if all of y'all come from the same group of people,
Yes.
all of this knowledge is all of our knowledge.
Thank you.
I see people take my videos and make it their videos all the time. All over TikTok. They make I don't even be caring. But people know
Yeah.
my voice. People know my voice. You can't steal my voice.
Right.
People know what Peanut Nola 504 is.
Yeah.
Okay? So I ain't got to prove nothing. And
Yeah.
we gotta stop letting our egos, because
Woo.
a lot of our brothers and sisters are knocks. A lot of and they don't know that they're knocks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of narcissism that goes on in these community streets. And when you are knock, you don't believe that nobody should be able to be teaching other than you.
Yeah. Man.
If I'm a teacher and I'm sitting here and you my student, it's meant for my student to grow. And I'm supposed to move to the side. And once he evolved, okay, what's good is y'all being around me and y'all not learning something from me.
That's right.
The elder was supposed to be the oldest and wisest. That's what happened with church people. Church people got now all of a sudden they got these young people. Back in the old days when people were dealing with church, and I'm gonna talk about the days I used to go to church, but they
Yeah.
had the elders, the older folks were more together. The older folks had more. It was more stability. Now everything is about a dollar. Everybody is about a show, and we're getting the same thing in our content. We want to talk about religious people. We want to talk about everybody else, Pan African Americans. But we don't want to head down that direction, brother.
No, no, no.
We don't want scandals that happens in this community because we'll be next. Mark my
Yeah,
word. I remember when the Hebrew Israelites first came out. I remember when them brothers was hitting the streets. The next
yeah,
thing you know, they had allegations of beating their women. They had
right.
allegations of doing this. They were supposed to be the holy men. So I want you guys to understand that this stuff can get to your head. This stuff can get really in your head if you let it.
Yeah,
Consciousness is a strong thing. It can make you go crazy. Ask Dave Chappelle.
yeah,
The more
right.
you move people, the more you lift up people, the most it can go to your head. That's why
That's
he
right.
had to step away, brother.
Wow.
You looked at, didn't you all see that boy? Sonetta used to be having that little boy. What his name? Young Pharaoh. Look what happened to Young Pharaoh, family.
Mm.
Young
I
Pharaoh was
remember
one of,
seeing it. Uh,
yes.
damn.
Look how he was a knock. He didn't know he was a knock, but eventually he went crazy. Eventually he started fighting his girl. And I'm telling you, if you don't watch consciousness, it will get to your head, sir. It will get to your head. Look at Brother Polite. Look
Yeah.
at Brother Polite.
Uh,
Allegedly messing around with a little girl.
uh,
So if we don't watch some of the things that we do, we'll end up being a fraud too. We right now, nobody can't talk about us right now. Right now, TT good in the house. Right now, they ain't got nothing to say about the Aboriginal community right now. But if we keep on battling each other, talking bad about each other, making videos about each other, dividing the community. One is better than the other. One is an American Indian and one is the Aboriginal. What is an Aborigine, an Aborigine man and an American Indian man? We're supposed to be the same people.
yeah.
So when you got brothers that are dividing us, and that's when I have to take a back seat. That's when I got to take a back seat because I can't roll with people who gonna confuse the people.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
they got brothers out here on social media that are confusing the people of who we are.
Yeah.
Already the Mongoloid saying that we stole their culture, and we got a brother out there, and you know who I'm talking about. It start with a cat, you know. And this
Hmm.
brother going around telling people we not the Aborigine,
Yeah.
that we frauds.
Yeah.
So we gotta be very careful out here
Oh yeah.
in these streets. We gotta be very careful, family.
Oh yeah.
We
I
gotta be
agree.
careful who you deal with. You know, the more you get in tune with this stuff, you become. That's why you got to step away. That's why you guys don't see me on social media all the time. Y'all don't always see me coming on every night. And the reason why I don't, Thomas, the reason why I don't come on every night because I will never let this get to my head. I will
That.
never let social media get to my head. I want to
Yeah.
give y'all what y'all deserve, the best of me.
That's
I
right.
want y'all to see the best of Peanut Nola 504, the Aborigine chief. I want y'all to see my compassion and energy. But the day I'm not giving that to y'all, I have to quit. I have to get off social media because y'all deserve my best, not my worst. Go
That's
ahead,
right.
brother.
I was just gonna say, man, you hit it right on the head. You know, we definitely need to understand that this work and research that everybody is doing as a collective is not for fame, it's not for clout, it's not for money. This is strictly, specifically for the mature, for our children, for our future, educational purpose, the truth, restoring the truth. We didn't have this luxury that we have now when we were in elementary school and in our adolescence. I tell my children all the time, man, I did not have no dang cell phone I can play on. when I was your age, I used to have to go pick up them weeds and chores and stuff. You guys don't know what real chores are, and like so, man.
we we
We
we were we were pushed outside to climb trees and shit. We
man,
better go outside. I had to stay
man.
outside all day in the heat in the south.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah,
brother.
man, and so this is like, oh man, like there's just so much that needs to be taken serious, but for the main thing, like man, this is for a better future for us. We didn't have these things to where we can pick up the phone and hop on a tablet, whatever, and just listen to some real actually history about you and stuff, so we definitely need to keep the ball rolling and just remember its main purpose, and again, this content is like, I look at it like this. Look, man, this is what our ancestors left all this content for each and every one of us to get this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like you seriously think that they would, kind of be satisfied if they seen some of us? No, 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 man. That's my research. Just like you was talking. No, no, no. That's my content. Oh, they stealing my stuff. Or no, I'm the first one to reach this many subscribers. No, I'm the first one to put a video out on this. Or no, that's my research. No, you can't take that. But in reality, realistically, ain't that all of our ancestors that actually put that together for all of us to know and be aware of? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Before I close, and I want to tell you guys this. I want to let you know, color copy TY. One of the reasons why I did this video, and I wanted people to understand, is because I find something strange that's going on in the religious community. I find something very strange going on. We just had Kimberly. We just had Kimberly Burris. You just had, I mean, Kimberly Burrell, who was sitting up there ridiculing the community, and you just had, and we also just had an incident where the preacher, the so-called bishop, who was robbed in the church, and then there was another issue that happened in the church incident, and it just started to make me wonder: is the church crumbling before our eyes? There are so many scandals that are going on, and I
Uh-huh.
want you guys to understand that you looking for God when God is in you. You're looking for God when God is in you. And there's a lot of these people who are dealing with people who are about themselves. And I think that this man who ended up with who supposedly lost $1 million worth of jewelry, I really believe that this man is doing a Jesse Smollett. I really believe that it's going to come out that this man is trying to get insurance money. It's
Wait.
just
$1 million worth of
of
jewel of
jury, of
jewelry of
jury,
a
of
pastor?
jury, of a pastor. You know,
Uh,
how did he have that kind of jury in the church? What you need that kind of jury on you in the church?
and you the pastor, and
You the
we out
pastor.
here struggling,
We
starving.
all here struggling.
You got $1 million worth of jewelry, and we got children out here. Like, whoa,
Yes.
whoa, whoa! Why don't you cash all that out? Hey, look, if y'all find my jewelry, cash that out and give it to my young brothers and sisters out there that really need it.
You got Creflo Dollar out here. You got a
Oh,
millionaire. He's a millionaire. You got Copeland, the dude named Copeland. You got the dude in Houston. You have TD Jakes. All of these people are millionaires. These are millionaires. And the communities are suffering because of these people. And not only did this man, it was so crazy. I never seen a pastor get up there, even though whatever happened, he got robbed. I don't wish no death upon anybody. If it
sir.
was the fact that the man got robbed and he was wrong, whatever, the part when I never seen a pastor come on or Instagram or go on platform social media and talk the way he talked with a
Mm,
bunch of sinners on or supposedly sinners. Okay? The way
mm,
that man talked, The way that man was talking in the streets, it concerns me that the people are being pimped. It
Mm.
concerns me that the
Yes,
people are being pimped. You guys don't
absolutely.
see it. What's going on? There's a lot of elderly people in them churches. There's a lot of elderly people who want to believe in something, and they're giving their hard-earned money.
Man,
And it's
man.
sad. It's sad. You got your grandmothers and great grandfathers. They're in them churches, and
Mm-mm-mm.
because these people are out here giving them a good show, it's show business. It's show business, family.
Caressing their emotions.
It's crazy. And
Yep,
and if you're and some of the men, you got to watch your wives because they after your wives.
yep,
You got to watch your children because they're trying to molest your children.
yep.
These are the things. Are they ripping the church off from the funds? The people donating things for the church, and these people living in nice cars. They're
Yep.
riding Cadillacs, Bentleys. They're out here styling and profiling in the communities. Some of the biggest churches are in the poorest neighborhoods. And if you ain't got a problem with that, something wrong with you, family.
That's
You
right.
ain't got a problem with the fact that your neighborhood, Detroit, they still got places in Detroit that are boarded up, houses in Detroit that are boarded up, family. They in Memphis, Tennessee, play homes that are boarded up. New Orleans, Louisiana, homes boarded up. Florida, homes boarded up. Nothing but poverty areas all across the United States. But you know it's
Yep.
standing on the corner? You know it's sitting there looking beautiful? That mega church. That
Mm-mm-mm.
mega church.
Yep.
And it has to be said.
Yeah, and it's a shame that no matter how, like, you could tell our people a million to one times, some of the ones that's lost in this religion, like, hey, there's some type of like contract or whatever, some type of oath that they have to go by. They can't even talk about certain things. So it's the reason why all around the world, in America, on Turtle Island, you go to all the churches, they say the same damn thing for generations and generations and generations now, and and all of them are the same when you ask them about this. Well, hold on, wait, I seen this in the Bible. Well, no, wait, I seen that. Oh, well, I don't know. Well, you ain't supposed to question the man upstairs or whatever, but but and even though they have us in their ear, like, that religion is the main thing that's sucking us in and stuff, that and they can't talk about things that's going to empower us as a collective, and they're not doing it. They think we crazy. Oh, but here, we just go pray for you, Jesus, be with you, type shit. That's just how I don't know, how captivating this religion or this religious system is.
And
That's
I'm not telling people to give up on their faith if they are spiritual people who believe
absolutely
in their
not.
highest being. I am not one of these people who are trying to tell you to give up your spiritual belief. If you believe that there is a God out there, you want to have something to believe in, believe it. I'm telling you, don't be gullible to the humans that you believe in it. I'm not talking
Yes,
about whatever
yes,
spiritual what
yes,
makes you feel great in the morning. What makes
yes,
whatever your highest being that you believe in. I am not against what your belief in. I don't
that's
want you
right,
to think that Peanut Nola 504 is an atheist. I am not. I'm sitting
that's
here
right.
telling you, have your own choice. Don't
Yes,
stop letting man lead you. Stop allowing man to lead you and let your heart lead you. Stop letting man lead you and stop being a follower and
yes,
understand that you and your spiritual connection with the most high, the highest energy is between you and yourself. And you're gonna
yes,
only get better with your life when you start loving you. You're gonna
yes,
when you realize the big secret is loving yourself and loving your family and doing the best things that you know right from wrong,
yeah,
learning right from wrong, and that's the things that you got to engage with yourself. Okay,
yeah.
but I want to thank you. I'm gonna give you the last word, brother, because I gotta
Oh
go.
yes,
I gotta get up 3 something in the morning and keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
oh
Uh,
yes, indeed, yes,
yeah.
indeed.
Shout out to I'm a magazine in the house.
Hey,
Hey,
where you at about now?
Right now I'm in shit. I'm in Louisiana somewhere. In
Okay,
Menden,
okay.
you know, Menden, Louisiana. I'm in the middle part of Louisiana. And shout out to Loons. Loons said he from that 504 boy.
I
What?
know that's right. I know that's right.
My
Yeah,
last church,
yeah,
I was Loon said, my last church, I was a cult member. Oh wow. And you know the funny thing
yeah.
is we're gonna talk about cult leaders. I will get in Smoke Signal. Wow, what's up? Shout out to Smoke Signal in the house. I am so sorry that we're closing right now, but I'm giving and please subscribe to 504 Indigenous Warrior who came
Yeah,
on,
absolutely.
and Big Dog Philly, and also Color Copper TY. Please subscribe to these brothers because they are so powerful and so encouraging to this channel. But I'm gonna let you close. Go ahead, brother.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Just go ahead and be safe out there, and everybody else out there that's on the road and out there just doing their thing. And you know, I just pray and hope that we all just keep on, you know, pushing forward and keep this ball rolling, man. To all my, you know, Aboriginal copper color melanated people out there, man. You know, hey, man, blessings to everybody.
Remember to hit the like button.
Yes,
Also, let's get this video up to 1K. Remember, today was an
yes.
Aborigine perspective. It was nothing to do with any other nation but the Aborigine Americans. That's what we talked about. Today we had an open panel. Remember, if you would like to support the channel, that's the Cash App. If you would like to support the channel,
Yeah,
if not, if you can share the video, that is worth more than money. Okay, if you're able to
that's
share
right.
the, okay.
Yeah,
So I want you guys to understand that the views in the content, the views in the chat may not be the views of Peanut Nola 504 and his Aborigine channel. Remember to go follow the Matriarchs. The Matriarchs is on next. Go follow them. Go support their channel. Go out there, tribe up. And we about to be out of here. We are grateful and we are thankful.
yes, yes. Salute to